Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are diving right into a fascinating everyday mystery. Exactly how does temperature manipulate the invisible world of gases all around us? We interact with gases every single day, but we rarely stop to actually think about the physical rules governing them. So we're going to unlock one of the absolute most fundamental principles of thermodynamics, mapping out precisely what happens when heat enters the equation. Let's start with a really relatable observation. Picture this. It is a scorching hot summer day, and you leave a helium balloon sitting in a hot car. If you've ever done this, you know exactly what happens. The balloon starts to visibly swell up. It looks like it's literally going to pop. But then you take it out, it cools back down in the evening air, and it shrinks right back to its original size. No air was added, and no air escaped. This proves that temperature and temperature alone is doing all of the heavy lifting here. But how? Section 1. The invisible molecular engine. Okay, so to understand exactly how heat is inflating that balloon, we gotta zoom way in and look at the unseen chaos happening at the microscopic level. Step 1. Heating a gas actually pumps its individual molecules full of extra kinetic energy. Step 2. Because they have all this new energy, they start moving way faster. They're zipping around, colliding with each other, and most importantly, they are smashing into the walls of their container much harder and way more often. And step 3 is where the magic happens. If that container has the ability to expand freely, like the stretchy rubber of our helium balloon, it does exactly that. It expands to physically accommodate all that extra bouncing molecular energy without letting the internal pressure build up. It's the gas's way of balancing out the heat.
Which brings us to Section 2, defining Charles's law.
Now that we've got that molecular intuition and can visualize those bouncing particles, let's make it official. This fundamental law states that as long as pressure remains constant, the volume of a fixed amount of gas is directly proportional to its absolute temperature. I really want you to focus on that phrase, directly proportional. It basically means these two distinct physical properties, volume and temperature, are completely locked in a thermodynamic dance. They are intimately tied together, as long as the pressure pressing down on them doesn't change. It is literally two sides of the same coin. On one side, we have the hot car scenario. As the absolute temperature rises, the volume strictly increases. The gas just takes up more space. And on the flip side, the cool evening scenario. As the temperature drops, the volume decreases. The molecules lose that kinetic energy. They slow down, they don't hit the walls nearly as hard, and the container shrinks. It is a perfect, elegant seesaw of physics.
Let's move on to Section 3, the math in action.
Let's run some numbers to see how this works in reality. Imagine we have a completely sealed, flexible container of gas. In our before state, the gas is currently taking up exactly 2 liters of volume, and it's sitting at an absolute temperature of 300 Kelvin. Now, let's say we fire up a burner and heat this gas up. In our after state, the temperature hits 400 Kelvin. We are keeping the pressure perfectly constant the whole time. So, based on Charles's law, what exactly happens to that volume? Well, since volume and absolute temperature rise together in direct proportion, we don't even have to guess. We know for an absolute fact that the gas will reliably expand to exactly 2.67 liters. The temperature went up by a third, so the volume goes up by a third. It is mathematically beautiful and completely predictable every single time.
Section 4, balloons and winter tires. Now, you might be wondering, why does this matter to us? Well, this exact mathematical rule governs massive real-world applications and even our mundane everyday chores. Think about 2 wildly different examples driven by the exact same core principles. First, this is literally the invisible engine generating lift for giant hot air balloons. By heating the air inside the balloon, that air expands dramatically. Because it takes up more volume but has the same mass, it becomes less dense than the cooler air surrounding it outside, and up it goes. On the other hand, this temperature relationship is the exact culprit behind why you always have to check your car tires in the dead of winter. Your tire is essentially a fixed volume, right? It can't easily shrink like a balloon. So when the winter cold saps the kinetic energy from the gas inside, instead of the tire shrinking in volume, it drops in pressure. So by shrinking all the way down to the microscopic molecular level to watch particles bouncing off walls, and then scaling completely back up to giant hot air balloons taking flight, we have successfully mapped out the exact relationship between temperature and volume. We now fully understand what happens when heat enters a flexible environment.
But this leaves us with one massive, lingering mystery. We know how volume and temperature interact when pressure is constant, and through our car tire example, we caught a quick glimpse of what happens when volume is fixed. So how do pressure and temperature interact directly when they go head-to-head? This fascinating phenomenon is known as Gay-Lussac's law, and it's exactly what we're going to solve in our next explainer. Until then, keep asking questions and keep looking for the invisible forces shaping our world.